Hi, this is Brittany Butchery. I am Ashley's BCBA. First, I would like to ask you your preferred language for this meeting.
English.
Since you speak English and I do too, an interpreter won't be needed.
Mhm.
Um, I wanted to first go over um, the information that I have reviewed, her diagnostic information, including her IEP. And I have that she was born on January 5th, 2015, um,
Mhm.
and that she's 10 years old and female. And according to those documents, it says that her language ability is that she's fully fluent. I just wanted to confirm this with you.
Yes.
Okay. And then I wanted to let you introduce yourself and explain your role in Ashley's life.
Yes. My name is Sean Withers, and I am her fourth grade math teacher.
Sure. So it's nice to meet you, Sean. Today I will be performing an open-ended functional assessment interview.
Mhm.
And in this interview, it is really just to acquire information on problem behaviors that you have seen within your classroom with Ashley. Um, and then she attends a public school, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Right. And then first, I would also like to mention that as Ashley's BCBA, I am going to find a way for her to feel respected and included in the classroom environment while also helping to reduce these problem behaviors that we're seeing.
Mhm.
Um, I was wondering if you could describe her play skills and preferred toys or leisure activities in the classroom.
Yes, of course. So Ashley, when it comes to playing, she typically tends to stay toward by herself, away from others, and she typically gravitates towards softer materialed items like stuffed animals, um, and sometimes even blankets.
Thank you. Does will she initiate play with other students, or is that a hard skill for her?
Um, it it does seem that it is a hard skill for her. Typically, it's the other students who try to engage with her, but she kind of just runs away.
Um, so I know you mentioned the stuffed animals. Are there any other items that she prefers or gravitates towards in the classroom?
Not that I'm aware of. I only really see her gravitate towards those.
Um, are there any medications that you know of that Ashley is taking for her problem behavior?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. What are the problem behaviors and what do they look like?
Typically, Ashley will either verbally act out, physically hit herself, run out of the classroom, or she will just throw a tantrum, essentially.
Um, so when these behaviors occur, are you seeing aggression from Ashley?
Yeah, not towards like the others or anything, but normally towards herself.
What is the single most concerning problem behavior?
For me, honestly, it's when she starts to hit her shoulder. Just the performing of the self-physical just destruction, I guess. No, not really destruction, but self-harm. There's-
Um, what are the top three most concerning problem behaviors? And are there any other problem behaviors or concerns? So I know you listed the self-harm as the single most concerning problem behavior.
Mhm.
Um, would you like to place that as number one for on?
Uh, yes, I would put that as number one.
And are there another two problem behaviors that you could mention that you're seeing in your classroom that are concerning?
Yes, it's for number two, it really is the verbal disruption. Anytime I hand her assignment or anything, she will scream, essentially, disrupting the classroom.
Okay. When the screaming occurs, is it a sound or is she saying words?
Most oftentimes it's just a sound. I haven't really um, seen any sort of words exhibited from her yelling yet. Not to say that it doesn't happen, but just from my perspective.
Okay. Is there a third concerning behavior that Ashley?
Yes, it would when she would just physically run out of the room, um, regarding her assignments as well.
Um, let's see. Describe the range of intensities of the problem behaviors and the extent to which she or others may be hurt or injured from the problem behavior. So, um, so this is with the behaviors you mentioned before, it's just telling me the range. So for example, there's a high range, a moderate range, a low range. It's kind of just taking those behaviors you mentioned and telling me if they happen um, to an extent that's really high and really scary, and then the low range is it's not as scary and it's not as much of a interruption.
Yeah,
So with the hitting herself, where would you place that um, in the high, moderate, low range?
I would place that as a high, in my personal opinion.
And then I just want to confirm with you, when she is hitting herself, she is only injuring herself, correct, and not other students around her.
Yes, as of right now, I haven't noticed any hitting of others.
Okay. And with the verbal disruptions, would you place that behavior on the high, medium, or low range?
I would put that more of a medium. Yeah, it at least it disturbs the class enough for me to have to wrangle everybody.
Yeah. And then the physical, you mentioned her running out of the room with the presentation of assignments sometimes. Where would you place that on the range scale?
Uh, I would place that probably at a lower medium, so technically medium. It is disrupting, but that one is a little bit easier. It's just once I get the assignment started, I can just go grab her and make sure she's fine.
Do the different types of problem behavior tend to occur in bursts or clusters? And or does any type of problem behavior typically precede another type of problem behavior? Um, so So do any of these behaviors you mentioned before, like the her hitting herself, her escaping the room, or her yelling, do they occur together? Um, or did they typically happen one after the other? Or is this something that you see with these behaviors at all?
Typically, each of these exhibited behaviors are separate instances. So honestly, when I hand an assignment, I'm not entirely sure which one is coming. So I kind
Oh,
of just have to be prepared for all of them.
gotcha. So separate instances. So For example, if she was yelling, escape wouldn't, or her running out of the classroom would not follow that behavior typically.
Not necessarily. It has happened, but it does, like more often than not, it's just a single outburst.
Okay. Um, Under what conditions or situations are the problem behaviors most likely to occur? So when do you see these behaviors mentioned exhibited the most by Ashley?
It normally is with the presentation of assignments.
Are these assignments, are they ones that, is it independent work or group work related?
It's both really. Uh, Anytime that I hand out individual work, for example, she sometimes can even uh, will scream when I hand her assignments, and anytime that we start to pair as well, she would also have outbursts.
Um, do the problem behaviors reliably occur during any particular activity? So is there an activity that you do that no matter what, there's always the problem behavior is always exhibited?
It normally written assessments, like short quizzes, multiplication tables, like all the worksheets overall.
What seems to trigger the problem behavior?
It's, in my opinion, I would think that it's more of the work itself.
Does problem behavior occur when you break routines or interrupt activities?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. Um, I would assume me presenting a an assignment would be a break of a routine of what she's doing or an activity of what she's doing.
Um, so I know because of the ABC data collection that I performed that usually a lot of it happens when she's doing group work or from what was observed on there or on the assessment. So, do you feel like um, if you were to break that routine of having group work, like say something else happened during math, like you guys had like a special visitor come in or something, do you think Ashley would exhibit the problem behavior still, even though you aren't doing math group work per se?
Honestly, I don't think that she would exhibit those, mainly because she wouldn't have to do physical work. She would just be able to sit there and listen to the special guest or um yeah.
Does the problem behavior occur when it appears that she won't get her way?
Yes.
Um, can you describe the things that Ashley often attempts to control?
She typically tries to control her not wanting to, well, in my, like, what I think is she doesn't want to do the work.
Um, do you think that with the math assignments that from what you have been able to gather, that she does know how to do the math work and she just doesn't want to do it, or is she really struggling with grasping the information?
From what I've seen, she is a brilliant child. I think that she just doesn't want to do the work. When she sits down, she's able to complete the assignments presented to her, Sometimes it's at different variable varying speeds, but she's still able to do it.
Um, how do you and others react or respond to the problem behavior?
The kids themselves sometimes like will laugh or will giggle really, or they all just kind of stare at her. And I try my best to keep the class calm, keep her calm all at the same time.
What do you and others do to calm her down once she has engaged in the problem behavior?
I try to approach her in a calmly manner to at least exhibit that everything's okay. There's no need to do this, and just trying to gather what she's feeling.
Um, what do you and others do to distract her from engaging in the problem behaviors?
Uh, I just calmly try to explain to her why what she's doing is important. Trying to give her the understanding of the uh, what this will help her, how this will help her later down in her life, going forward in her schooling career.
Um, when these behaviors do occur, how do you get the problem behavior to stop?
Um, Most oftentimes I can't get it to fully stop. Only th really what I can do is just quite like get her when she's verbal at least to bring down her volume at least. Just approaching like in a nurturing manner.
What do you think she is trying to communicate with her problem behavior?
That she doesn't want to do the work.
Okay, just a couple more questions left. Do you think this problem behavior is a form of self-stimulation? If so, what gives you that impression?
Uh, it, let's see, self-stimulation.
Yeah, that kind of means she's just using it as a form of like um self-soothing almost. Um, so it's more like she's using it to get she likes to do it. So she's doing it because she likes it. Do you think that is what her problem
Oh,
behavior is
yes.
exhibiting?
Yeah, I would assume that that would be the case mainly because she doesn't want to do the work and she likes that way because she knows it will work to get her out of that.
All right, and our final question here. Why do you think she is engaging in the problem behavior?
Ul Ultimately, it's so that she doesn't have to work on the assessments or the worksheets.
Thank you so much for your time here and allowing me to perform this open-ended functional assessment. I hope to take this information and can find a way that will help Ashley and also help your classroom and kind of just help things all around. Do you have any final questions for me or any comments?
Yeah, no, thank you for getting this information. Going forward, like anything that I can do to help Ashley improve, just let me know. I care for Ashley. I honestly wish her the best, and anything that I can do to progress her I am open to do so.
Thank you so much, and you have a good day.
All right, you as well. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.